You salted your food today. You probably didn't even think about it. A flick of the wrist, a few white grains, done. That pinch you threw away without a thought? People were once buried with it, executed for smuggling it. They paid their taxes in it. For most of human history, the cheapest thing in your kitchen was worth its weight in gold. And your body is about 4 salt shakers of the stuff, quietly demanding more every single day, whether you notice or not. So to understand how a rock you buy for $1 built the first cities, funded armies, and helped start a revolution, we have to begin with a lie. One your own tongue is telling you right now. Because salt was never really about flavor. Your nerves fire on sodium, your muscles pull on it. Every thought crossing your mind right now is riding a tiny wave of salt. Harvard puts the amount your body actually needs at around 500 milligrams a day, less than a quarter teaspoon. Miss it completely and your blood pressure falls, your body dries out, and you die. So evolution didn't leave it to chance. Neuroscientists at Caltech found a cluster of cells in your brainstem whose only job is to make you want salt, because your body cannot manufacture a single grain of it on its own. Taste salt, and those cells go quiet within seconds. That's not a preference, that's an alarm. It's why salty is one of only 5 tastes your tongue evolved to notice at all. You don't love salt, you're built to hunt it. And not everything hunts it equally. A lion never craves salt, it's swimming in it. Blood and raw meat are already salty. Put a cat on a salt-free diet, and it just shrugs. A deer is a different animal. Plants are almost sodium-free, so plant eaters spend their lives chasing it. They'll walk miles to lick bare rock. On one mountain in Kenya, elephants take it further. At night, they climb into a pitch-black cave, Kitum Cave, and walk hundreds of feet underground into total darkness, and scrape the wall with their tusks, and eat the rock. They are the only elephants on Earth known to mine salt. The rain washes it out of their food, so they go and dig for it. So, are you the lion or the deer? For most of human history, we were the lion. Hunter-gatherers got their salt built into their food: meat, fish, blood. Nobody mined anything. Then we started farming, and the menu shifted to grain and vegetables, which are almost salt-free. The one thing our nerves can't run without quietly drained out of the human diet. So we did what the deer does. We went looking. We started to dig. About 8,000 years ago, in what's now Romania, people found a salty spring, hauled up the water, and boiled it over fires until only the white crystals were left. The archaeologists who dug the site, a place called Poiana Slatine, call it the oldest salt-making in the world. Not a mine, a factory. Older than the wheel, older than writing. And once salt could be made, it could be kept. And once it could be kept, everything changed. Because salt does something close to magic. It doesn't just season food, it stops food from rotting. A salted fish keeps for months. That's the whole game. That's how you feed a city that can't hunt every day. It's how you feed an army on the march. Salt turned food into something you could store, stockpile, and ship. And that is the quiet foundation under every trade route, every city, every empire that came after. You want proof of what salt does to flesh? We have it. In a mine in Iran, miners crushed in a collapse 2,000 years ago came back out perfectly mummified. One still with his beard, his long hair, and a gold earring. His leg still inside its leather boot. Salt pulled the water out of him and simply paused him. The same trick that saved dinner saved the man who dug for it. So, here is a thing worth more than gold, that never rots, that everyone needs and no one can refuse. You know what that is? That's money. In Ethiopia, they didn't use salt like money. They used it as money. Standardized bars of rock salt called amole, spent and taxed for over 1,000 years. As late as 1903, roughly a quarter of the empire's tax revenue came in as salt. Across the Sahara, caravans of thousands of camels carried slabs of it south, where, in the salt-starved interior, it traded close to its weight in gold. There was a desert town called Tagaza, where the houses and the mosque were built out of blocks of solid salt. People lived inside walls of money. and Rome grew up along a road called the Via Salaria, the Salt Road. Which brings us to the lie. You've heard it. Roman soldiers were paid in salt. That's where the word salary comes from. Everyone knows it. Everyone is wrong. No Roman soldier was ever paid in salt, not a sack, not a ration. There is not one surviving ancient source that says it ever happened. The whole story was invented in 1771 by the authors of a Latin dictionary, guessing at where the word came from, floating an idea that stuck. Here's what is actually true. Our word salary really does come from the Latin salarium, built on salt. That link is real. But why the two words are joined, nobody knows. The Romans never told us. So the story is a fantasy, and it survives anyway, because everyone feels it should be true. Because salt really was money, and governments knew it. If people cannot refuse to buy a thing, you can tax it forever. Imperial China ran a state salt monopoly for 2,000 years. In France, the salt tax, the gabelle, forced every person to buy salt at the crown's price, and smuggling it could send you to the galleys or the gallows. When France finally boiled over into revolution, the hatred of the salt tax was already in the kindling. And in 1930, an old man in India walked 240 miles to the sea, bent down, and picked up a handful of salt the British had made it a crime to make. That handful helped bring down an empire. People didn't fight and die over a seasoning. They fought over the one substance a body can't live without. So look at it again. That shaker on your table. 8,000 years ago, someone boiled a spring dry to make what's inside it. Men died in the dark digging it. Kingdoms were built out of it. Governments were toppled over it. And now it sits next to the pepper, costing about a quarter. Every time you reach for it, your hand is moving on an order it never wrote. A craving older than your species, for the one rock your body was built to hunt. You'll salt your food again tomorrow. Now you'll know what you're holding.